All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're going to take some serious ancient wisdom from the Shukra Niti and transform it into a totally relatable, hard math blueprint for escaping the modern rat race. We're talking thousands of years old rules about money that are honestly the ultimate guide to modern financial independence. We're going to break down exactly what it takes to stop struggling and actually start living life on your own terms.
So here's what we're covering today. We'll start with the lifestyle inflation trap, move into the Shukra Niti survival buffer, talk about how to actually chew your money, dive into the math of freedom, and finally, look at becoming truly free. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The lifestyle inflation trap. This is a psychological pitfall pretty much everyone stumbles into the exact second they get a steady paycheck.
You've probably heard this question a million times. Why do the rich keep getting richer while the poor just seem to get poorer? Well, the source material gives us a surprisingly simple answer. It's not magic, it's mindset. The wealthy know exactly where and how to spend their cash. Meanwhile, the perpetually broke, they're just hyper-focused on the act of spending itself.
Just think about the stark contrast between living practically and that dangerous urge to just show off. When you first start out, right, you're perfectly happy grabbing a quick roadside tea, riding a two-wheeler, and using a basic 15,000 rupees phone. Life is fine. But then the money starts rolling in. Suddenly, you're convinced you need a 5-star coffee, a flashy car, and a 1 lakh rupee smartphone. And society is right there, ready to make this massive upgrade totally frictionless with the absolute magic of loans and EMIs. Before you know it, you're spending way beyond your actual capacity.
Let's be real for a second. If you really want to work for a bank, just go pass their entrance exam. At least then, they're the ones paying you. But the second you take out a lifestyle loan, you are doing all the heavy lifting, all the hard labor, and handing the fruits of your work straight over to the bank. It's the ultimate trap, guys. Funding your lifestyle with EMI loans literally means surrendering your freedom. You're just working for their profit.
Section 2. The Shukra Niti survival buffer. To fight back against this debt trap, our ancient text offers a very specific, descending roadmap for your emergency financial security. The text assumes you're going to live a long life, up to 100 years. Because of that, you have to build a serious financial buffer. The absolute gold standard, saving up enough capital that you could survive for 25 years without ever working another day. Now, if that sounds impossible right now, cut it in half. Aim for 12.5 years. And if even that feels like a stretch, the absolute, non-negotiable bare minimum floor is 6.25 years of living expenses.
And hey, these ancient rules, they are not just philosophical theories. We all saw what happened in 2020. That brutally proved that having these buffers is what lets you survive catastrophic times without having to beg or borrow. When a global crisis hits and your income flatlines overnight, it's exactly this 6.25-year buffer that separates the people who panic from the people who can weather the storm with their dignity completely intact.
Moving to Section 3, how to chew money. Because saving up 6.25 years of expenses, that requires a pretty radical shift in your daily habits. There's this incredibly visceral metaphor in the text. You shouldn't just spend your money. You need to literally chew every single penny. It advises holding your money tight in your teeth. Basically, you've got to think deeply, really deeply, before making a transaction. Tossing money around casually without intensely scrutinizing the purchase, that's just considered outright foolishness.
Ask a college student why they absolutely need a 1 lakh rupee phone just to scroll WhatsApp and watch YouTube. You're almost always going to hear one of 3 completely financially ruinous excuses. They'll say it's for style, it's to make a good impression, or they'll use that classic excuse, it's just a passion, a luxury they deserve. But let's be practical here. A 15,000 rupee phone literally does the exact same job.
The speaker in our source material shares this amazing, tough love story about his dad. His father flat out told him he'd cover his post-grad expenses, but after that, the son had to contribute. 0 free rides for luxuries. The lesson there is crystal clear. You cannot demand a luxury lifestyle on someone else's dime. You have to take absolute personal responsibility. And because of that strict boundary, the son stayed laser-focused and landed a great job just 7 days after his finals. Honestly, true responsibility breeds success.
The rule here is incredibly simple. Buy high-end items only if your work strictly demands it, but absolutely refuse to spend a single dime on useless status symbols. If you're in a highly technical job and you genuinely need that 1 lakh rupee phone for it to run smoothly, go buy it. It's a tool. But if it's just a show-off, no, don't spend a simple penny on it.
Section 4. The math of freedom. Let's transition from the philosophy into the hard, undeniable numbers to see what financial independence really looks like today.
According to the math from our source, a 40-year-old expecting to live another 60 years needs a lifetime corpus of exactly 1.8 crore rupees. That is the magic number to secure a middle-class, compromise-free life. So let's break that down. The assumption is a middle-class nuclear family needing a minimum of 25,000 rupees a month. That gives you a decent life where you aren't constantly suppressing your basic needs. To guarantee that for the rest of a long life, yep, 1.8 crore is the target.
Watch what happens when you put that 1.8 crore into a totally safe, super boring bank account, yielding just 2.5% interest. It generates 37,500 rupees every single month. That easily covers your 25,000 rupee baseline and leaves you with an extra 12,500 rupees of pure surplus each month. Boom. You've officially stepped off the treadmill. You are no longer working just to survive.
Now, people always ask, hey, why not just invest that whole 1.8 crore in the stock market for massive returns? The answer is simple: peace of mind. If you lose your core survival money, your blood pressure is going to skyrocket. So unless you're some kind of market visionary, keep your main corpus completely safe. Instead, take that 12,500 monthly surplus and use that to learn high-risk investing. If you double it, awesome. If you lose it completely, you're still going to eat dinner the next day.
Section 5. Becoming truly free. Reaching this massive mathematical milestone triggers the ultimate goal described in the text.
By hitting these goals, you become what is called an Ikshadari. It's like unlocking the ultimate superpower of choice. In folklore, an Ikshadari is a shapeshifter, but in modern finance, it means you have the power to shift the shape of your life at will, simply because money is no longer your master.
So, what does that freedom actually look like in practice? It means you can seamlessly shift into whatever life phase you want. You want to spend your days hanging out with your kids? Do it. Want to pick up a crazy new hobby, become a full-time investor, or take the leap and start a business? You can absolutely do all of that, because your baseline survival is mathematically locked in.
But to get there, you've got to take a really honest look at your skills. It is awesome to dream of being a billionaire like Elon Musk, but you have to be totally real about your current capabilities. Set your goals based on your actual reality and your age. Focus on hitting that 6.25-year buffer first. Then, set your sights on 12.5 years, and just keep aggressively funneling every spare penny into your principal until you hit that ultimate final number.
Now, for some immediate, non-negotiable defensive moves. You have to protect your journey. Shukra Niti lays down a hard rule: never breach your budget unless it's an absolute life-or-death emergency. And to stop those emergencies from instantly wiping out your hard-earned buffer, you absolutely must secure two things. Buy a comprehensive health insurance policy for your entire family, and make sure you own the roof over your head, no matter how tiny it is.
So, I'm going to leave you with this to really ponder. True wealth means chewing your money. So what totally unnecessary expense are you going to cut today to start your path to absolute freedom? It is time to stop funding the bank's profits and start funding your own life. Take a hard look at your spending, find a leak, and start chewing your money today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.